This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KNBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do the Locked On Warriors and Locked On 49ers postcast as well. But today, man, Giants lost again, swept by the New York Mets at Oracle Park, and Matt Gage got the start in the Giants bullpen game that featured 7 different pitchers, an uninspiring effort from the pen. I mean, I felt like they did an okay job for the most part, considering the conditions that they were working with. But ultimately, again, just not enough juice from the offense. And the usually steady Randy Rodriguez gives up 2 home runs in the 7th inning, gave the Mets a lead that they never relinquished. And with the loss, the Giants now sit at just 2-7 since the All-Star break. Should they be sellers at the trade deadline? We'll break it all down. But first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. Please, if you aren't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Ben Kaspick, always does a great job. And this one, very frustrating loss for the Giants. I mean, you had a little bit of juice and a little bit of life there with the 2 Matt Chapman home runs offensively. But other than that, this team felt completely lifeless, like just completely dead in the water. In the 4th inning, Chapman did launch a solo home run. He got all of that one out to left field. And then again, in the 5th inning, launches a 2-run shot out into left center field. If you split the distance between those 2 home runs, I was about like right in the middle of both of those home runs out in the left field bleachers. And it was a fun day to be out there other than the game. You know what I mean? And that's, the last several times I've been out to the yard, it kind of feels the same way. Like, don't get me wrong, Oracle Park is still beautiful. It's still a fun place to go spend a weekend day. Like, they had the Lucille mascot Hall of Fame introduction ceremony today, and that was all, fun other stuff going on at the yard. But I'd really like to see a win at Oracle Park. The Giants have not been very good there as of late. I mean, you end the first half of the season with that loss, that series loss to the Dodgers, and then you lose to the Jays out of the break. You get swept by the Jays. You take 2 of 3 from the Braves, which was nice, but then you come back to Oracle Park and you lay a gigantic egg at the middle of 3rd and King. With the loss, the Giants are just 2 games over 500. Now, the good news is the Padres have not been playing super great as of late. Today, I'm trying to find a score from what the Padres did earlier today. They did win today 9-2 over the Cardinals. They're 57-49. It's a lot better than where the Giants are sitting right now. So, I mean, the Padres aren't running away from the Giants per se in the standings. Like, there's still a shot. But every series like this that the Giants lose at home, and I mean, getting swept at home, there's nothing worse than that in baseball, man. I mean, you got to find a way to win at least one of the 3, especially if you consider yourself a postseason caliber team. I mean, how are the Giants supposed to convince themselves that they can go to the playoffs and be that type of team when you can't even take 1 out of 3 from the Mets, and they're all 3 at home? I mean, you got to find a way to start playing with some pride. And it seemed like today, the only one who really was playing with any pride was Matt Chapman. And so let's just go ahead and do it right now. Let's give Matt Chapman today's player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And obviously, we got to give it to Chapman. You went 2 for 5 with those 2 bombs, all 3 of the Giants' RBIs, but he also struck out 3 times. I don't love that. I really don't love that Matt Chapman strikes out looking as much as he does. But hey, for today, we're not going to, this loss isn't on Matt Chapman's shoulders. He did his job. He generated 3 RBI for the Giants, and he knocked 2 out of the park. I don't know how much more you want this guy to do offensively. The rest of the team, not very great. Matt Chapman, without his 2 hits, the Giants had 4 hits and no runs. That's not very good. Willie Adames had a couple hits. Dom Smith had 1, and Wilmer Flores had a nice swinging bunt down the 3rd baseline. Nice little infield single for Wilmer. So, I mean, other than the 2 Matt Chapman home runs, this thing was a snooze fest for the Giants offense. And again, it seems like the Giants can't put it all together at the same time. And things are going really, really, really bad when a guy like Randy Rodriguez gives up 2 home runs in one game. Coming into today, I think his ERA was sitting at 0.87, something like that. Exiting today's game, 1.2. I mean, his ERA, it didn't double, but I mean, it went up exponentially after this one. Randy, the last time he gave up 1 home run, he did give up one in the All-Star game. He got the good old announcer's jinx in that one, but that doesn't really count against his stats. We all know that. The last time that he gave up a home run other than in the All-Star game was in April. And that's the only home run he gave up all season long, was just that 1 home run at the very end of April. And for him to give up 2 in 1 inning is crazy. I mean, and that just kind of shows you the state of this team right now. Whatever can go wrong will. It's Murphy's Law in effect all over the Giants culture right now, all over Oracle Park, home, away. It doesn't matter for the Giants. I mean, nothing's going right for this team. If you have one thing working, if the pitching's working, the hitting's not. If the hitting's working, the pitching is not. They can't put it all together. If the starting pitching is good, the bullpen kind of doesn't do their end of the hold up their end of the bargain. I mean, today, obviously, we didn't really have a real starting pitcher. You went with a bullpen game. Matt Gage came out, had a nice, clean first inning, 1, 2, 3, no problem. Even got a strikeout in there. And then Spencer Bivens came in. I thought he did okay over 3 innings of work. He did scatter 6 hits. But he did also give up 2 runs, and he also surrendered a walk. It was a good job by Bivens to eat as many innings as he possibly could. Joey Lucchesi came in next, did about an inning and a third, gave up 1 hit, nothing else. Not a terrible day by Joey Lucchesi either. Randy Rodriguez then came in and slammed the door on the Mets when they had a scoring opportunity in that 5th inning, or in that 6th inning, excuse me. But I mean, for him to come back out and give up those 2 bombs in the 7th was it was abnormal. It was so weird to see that happen to Randy Rodriguez, who's just been so locked in all season long. And as I said, it just kind of shows you where the Giants are at right now. There's not a single thing going right for this ball club. And you needed 7 different pitchers to get through today's game. You needed Matt Gage, Spencer Bivens, Joey Lucchesi, Randy Rodriguez, Tyler Rogers, Tristan Beck, and Sean Jelly all throwing some innings today in order for the Giants to pick up this loss. I mean, throwing 7 arms in a loss, including some of your higher leverage ones. I mean, you're throwing Randy Rodriguez, you're throwing Tyler Rogers. Like that doesn't set you up very good for tomorrow or this next series against the Pirates. And by the way, the offense, again, 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. You left 11 men on base. I feel like a broken record at this point. This is the same exact thing I keep saying every single damn time that we talk about this Giants team. It's that they can't hit with runners in scoring position, and the pitching looks tired. And it's the same thing. It's going to continue to be the same thing going forward until you try something different. And in this series, 0 for 23 with runners in scoring position. Again, 0 for 23 with runners in scoring position for this series. It's the first time since 1931 that they went at least 0 for 20 in a single series. This is according to Alex Pavlovich of NBC Sports Bay Area. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this Giants offense right now. I mean, it is beyond putrid. You take away those 2 Matt Chapman home runs, and this is just pathetic. I mean, absolutely lifeless effort from the San Francisco Giants offense today. You got to find something, man. Rafi Devers looks bad. I mean, I was hoping that that game in Atlanta was going to start to turn the corner for him. I mean, he's been hitting the ball, at least squaring it up pretty well going into this series. And then this series comes around. It seems like you just kind of fell apart. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Devers at the plate. At least Adames continued to hit. He was 2 for 5 today. But, I mean, Rafi, 0 for 4. Ramos, 0 for 3. Jung-Hoo Lee, 0 for 3. You can't have your first 3 hitters combined to go 0 for 10 and expect to win a baseball game. I don't know what the Giants do from here. I mean, I really don't know where you go. This team seems so lifeless, so dead in the water at this point. I'm so tired of watching Mike Yastrzemski at bats where he strikes out on balls in the dirt that aren't even close. I'm so tired of watching pop-outs in the infield in big moments. I'm so tired of watching Pat Bailey strike out. I'm so tired of watching guys like Brett Wisely continue to get big at bats and big moments. And it's uninspiring. This Giants team feels lifeless. I keep saying that same word, lifeless. because that's what it feels like. There's no other word that I can use that sums up what the Giants feel like right now other than lifeless. But hey, there is some life, at least maybe a shot at a potential injection of life for the Giants coming up next. And this is also according to Alex Pavlovich. It was just announced post-game that Carson Whisenhunt is going to get his first Major League Baseball start tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So the Giants pulling one of the very last levers they have left to pull, which is bringing up their best pitching prospect in the minor leagues and seeing if he can help give this team something, help give them some juice, a spark of life in the second half of the season. 2-7 since the All-Star break. You got to figure something out, some way to make this team play with pride, some way to give this team a little bit of juice and life back into the organization, because they feel so absolutely lifeless right now. So let's hope Carson Whisenhunt can be that guy. We'll see tomorrow. We'll find out. So that's what's on deck for the Giants. For this one, we still got more to get through from this game. We got to talk about today's turning point, and we got to get into what you're going to be talking about after this one. Just a tip, it's trade deadline oriented, as that is the hot button topic for the Giants right now. Don't go anywhere. The Locked On Giants postcast rolls on. Today's show is sponsored by Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning on buying or on a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. I realized with Monarch that how much money I've been spending on just going out in general, food, drinks. I'm a guy who just loves to go out and have a good time with friends. And sometimes I get all the finance stuff. It can come as an afterthought. It sometimes is so buried and so difficult to sort through the bank account and the transactions to really get a good scope of it and what's going on in my life. But with Monarch, it makes it so easy to tell what's going on. I don't have any other choice other than to fix my finances, budget smarter, maybe cook a meal or two at home, and track everything that's going on with Monarch. And it makes it so easy all in one place. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And today's show is also sponsored by Gameday Hue. And I wish that I had some of their gear that I could just show you how awesome their hats are, man. I mean, for any kind of sports fan, Giants fans especially, they're great. I mean, they make clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No big, ginormous logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the golf course, or anywhere in between. And I mean, who doesn't like just a nice, clean looking, solid color hat, man? I mean, or like a two-tone mix going on. Like you can get some very creative colorways going and mix and match with basically any outfit. And right now you can get 15% off with code MLB15 at GamedayHue.com. That's Gameday, HUE.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals. So now it's time to load up. Let your colors talk, because color speaks louder than words. That's GamedayHue.com, code MLB15. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and we are limping along through the Locked On Giants postcast the same way the Giants are limping along through this season. If I seem a little out of it, I apologize. I feel like I'm stammering a lot today. I got clocked in the head really hard yesterday with a softball. I wasn't looking, and the throw came in from the outfield when I was playing third base. Took it right off the back of the noggin. I am absolutely still slightly concussed a little bit, but it feels appropriate for what I'm watching with the Giants, because I feel like we universally have like a concussion feeling when watching the Giants. I mean, watching the Giants alone feels like getting beat over the back of the head. I mean, at least the feeling that I'm physically experiencing is like, what I'm also matching feeling emotionally and mentally and all these other things, because the Giants just want to beat me up every day, it feels like. Same with the rest of this fan base. I mean, they gave us so much hope in the beginning of the season, so much to bank on it going forward. But with the Giants now just completely falling apart in the second half of the season, like a hot air balloon that just ran out of fuel mid-flight. I mean, they are just torpedoing towards the ground at an astronomical rate. And this team does not seem like it has anything on the horizon to fix this. And today, at least for today's game, it all started to get out of control in that seventh inning when they hit those 2 home runs, when the Mets hit those 2 bombs. And really, I thought that first home run by Ronnie Mauricio into McCovey Cove really was the turning point for today's game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And that home run that Ronnie Mauricio just smashed into right field was not a cheapie at all. He crushed that thing 400 feet, 104.7 miles an hour, and watched it soar all the way into the water in McCovey Cove. And it just kind of felt like a gut punch because the Giants, I mean, you had that home run in the 4th inning to tie things up. Then the Mets got that run back in the top of the 5th. Then in the bottom of the 5th is when Chapman hit his second home run, and it gave the Giants a lead. And it was nice to see the Giants respond after giving the lead back to the Mets. They haven't been doing that in recent games when teams punch them. And this is something that they were very good at kind of mitigating in the beginning of the year. Whenever they'd get hit by another team, they would come back and respond immediately. Like if they gave up a run or two, they'd come back in the bottom half of the next inning and they would get that run back or maybe even add some more on. And that's kind of what it felt like was happening earlier on in this game. Like after the 5th inning, I was like, all right, okay, maybe the Giants have enough momentum, something brewing. They're not going to let this Mets team sweep them. But then in that 7th inning, after that Ronnie Mauricio home run, I just kind of felt things starting to unravel for the Giants. And then Juan Soto, while people are literally chanting overrated out there at Oracle Park, shows you why that's a bad idea and why he's one of the best players in baseball, even if he's one of the most annoying guys to watch, not hustling, not running out of the box. I hate all that BS. You making $500 million, you can run down the first baseline and try and leg out a single every now and again. You know what I mean? But Juan Soto, either way, you can hate the hustle, but you can't hate the talent. 25th home run of the year goes Oppo Taco to left field in 103 miles an hour off the bat. Like, what are you going to do about that? This guy is just, I mean, he's a machine. We have seen him crush the Giants time and time again at Oracle Park, and he does it again today. And the Mets added one on in the 9th just for good measure. And the Giants just couldn't do anything offensively other than hope for Matt Chapman to hit home runs. And this is a problem because I made the case in the last show about the Giants maybe going to get a starting pitcher before the trade deadline hits. And I mean, I would like to see that, but at this point, I don't know what you're going to do. I mean, other than unless it's like a perfect trade for the Giants to go buy somebody, I don't envision this team taking a massive swing with the way they came out of this All-Star break. If anything, I think the Busters got to be looking at this roster and thinking maybe I need to reset for next year. I mean, if the Giants are not able to even win a single game against the Mets at home, it might be time to consider maybe trading some of these pieces that you could still sell. I think you could probably get something for Robbie Ray if you wanted to, but I don't know who else the Giants are going to be selling. Got a lot of young pieces. Like you're obviously not going to trade Matt Chapman, Willie Adames, Rafi Devers, Jung-Hoo Lee. You're not going to trade any of those guys that are under team control for the next several years. You're not going to trade Elliot Ramos. You're maybe Luis Matos, but I mean, who knows if you can really get much of a return for him. I don't think there's anybody left in the pitching staff that you're going to be willing to trade unless it's like an earth-shattering type move like we discussed last time, like maybe a Wisenhunt for a Joe Ryan type of situation or equivalent where you can get a guy back who is, all-star caliber pitcher right now. I don't see the Giants really being able to make a big move right now. I mean, you've made your big moves. Your first one came in the offseason when you went and signed Willie Adames. Your second one, that was Ravi Devers just a month ago now, and it hasn't worked out. So why would the Giants continue to take these big swings if these big moves aren't working out for this team? So I don't know if what the Giants are really going to do. I think it could really go either way, but I think every game that they lose going forward makes you consider selling. I mean, Robbie Ray might never have a value higher than he does right now for the Giants. So it wouldn't be a terrible decision to move on from him, I don't think. But ultimately, if you do that, you're just waving the white flag saying, I'm ready to not make the postseason for yet another year. And maybe we'll reload for next season and try to get it done then. So I wouldn't hate if they did that. That wouldn't be the worst thing they could do, in my opinion. The worst thing that they could do would be to do what they did last season, which is do absolutely nothing at the trade deadline and then let a bunch of these guys go in the offseason for absolutely nothing. If they redo what they did with Blake Snell last year, that is the worst thing you could do. You let a guy walk and you get nothing back for him. That is the ultimate just bad situation for the Giants. I really don't know, though, if the trade will be there to be made. You got to have a partner to make a trade. You don't just go magically randomly get a guy. You can't, this isn't, MLB The Show. This isn't NBA 2K. You can't turn forced trades on. Just build a super roster, trade in a bunch of random prospects that nobody's heard of for all-star proven talent. That's not how it works in the real world. So hopefully the Giants can figure out some kind of path forward. I need them to go into one lane or the other. Start building towards next year or push for the postseason, but straddling the two, trying to figure out which pot they're going to dip into, that is the worst option of them all. Pick a lane and go with it. Either push for the playoffs now or start to rebuild for next year. One or the other. By the way, Bryce Eldridge has been really hot down in AAA. So, I mean, maybe you make a case to bring him up, but again, I'll say the same thing about Eldridge now that I said at the beginning of the season. I do not want him brought up based on situation. I think Carson Wisenhunt's a little bit different because he's had the time to build up to this point. He's been in AAA for a couple of years. I do not want Bryce Eldridge's path to the majors to be rushed in any way. I want that guy to take all the time in the world. I do not want the Giants to Joey Bart this guy. Absolutely not. So that's if he's ready, sure. I fully support bringing him up. Let's go. If everybody in the Giants system says this guy is ready to go, sure, let's do it. But until that point, I do not want to see Bryce Eldridge in a Giants uniform. Do not Joey Bart this guy. And what I mean by that is don't bring him in before he's ready, have the moment be too big for him and completely screw up his mental development and just turn him into a head case, which is exactly what happened with Joey Bart, a guy with all the physical tools in the world and just never got his feet under him in Major League Baseball, partially because of COVID. And when he was drafted in 2020, things were really weird. Didn't have a full season, didn't have off-season programs, none of that kind of stuff. And then shortly after that gets brought up and sent down about 1 million times in a single season. And that's just a perfect way to kill a guy's confidence and make him feel as uncomfortable as possible. Do not do that to Bryce Eldridge. And on that note, that's pretty much all the time that we got for you guys today. You got the Pirates coming up next. And man, I'm really excited to see Carson Wisenhunt get the start tomorrow. I will absolutely be tuned in for that one and hope you guys all are too. No Paul Skeens on this visit by the Pirates. He pitched today, dominated earlier today. So the Pirates won't be featuring Skeens while they're in town. So tomorrow you get Mitch Keller for the Pirates versus Carson Wisenhunt making his MLB debut for the Giants. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.